Hey there everybody, and welcome to another Name to Be Determined, which is a show where
we do random
shit. Yeah. Kind of a bloggy horror movie sometimes. And
yeah, we often talk about horror movies or movies that we've seen recently or TV shows, etc. But mostly horror based. And Halloween. We love Halloween. And sometimes we show you snacks or random shit. So today we're going to do both of those things. We're going to talk about a bunch of movies, mostly horror, that we have watched recently. And then, but before that, we're going to open up all of our random Halloween candy and try some of it out.
I don't necessarily need to try this. I know what that
tastes
like. We can just show it. 'Cause yeah, I mean,
that's mostly just like for the kids.
Yeah.
We're not doing normal trick or treating this year, but I think we're gonna put a box out for the kids of candy so they can come and grab it if they want. I don't know if anybody's trick or treating this year.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on as far as that goes. But we don't have we're not gonna be home for it anyways, and we didn't plan a super special way to deliver the candy to the kids if we were here. So, but we don't need to necessarily try this one. But one of our favorites is Reese's, and it's the pumpkins.
I feel like all of the holiday shapes of the Reese's have a more peanut butter ratio to chocolate, and I like that.
I don't mind the extra peanut butter, but I miss the extra chocolate. The chocolate's just a little too thin on the pumpkins for me. I like the eggs. Especially the big eggs.
The egg. Oh, those giant eggs we can split.
Well, they're like this. You can get the real big ones, but they're like this big.
Yeah.
But the chocolate's much thicker on those.
I don't mind those either. They still have a lot of peanut butter in that. I'm happy. I want to open this first and take a sip just because I'm really terribly thirsty.
The other Reese's we'll just show at the end.
Yeah, because I just wanted to show glow in the dark, and my necklace glows in the dark too, so we'll kind of show that off too.
Some glow in the dark wrappers. Is it the wrappers that glow in the dark?
I think so.
Because it does say glow in the dark snacks.
That
wrappers.
It's really fucking weird.
Yeah, it's glow in the dark Reese's. We'll show those at the end. So we also have. Do you show them this?
No. I just took a sip.
It's pumpkin spice.
Ugly
sparkling water.
No sweetener. It's just flavored water, sparkling water. I like it, but it's weird. I would have to have that with certain things. I wouldn't want to just drink that, with a certain meal.
You know, it would be, we should try it, because we have some.
What's that?
That apple whiskey.
Oh, this would be a fantastic mixer for cocktails. I'm going to have to make sure I smuggle some of those and hide them away for cocktail episode.
You know, why don't I just go ahead and make one with this? I'm curious what it's going to taste like, because we do have that apple whiskey.
I can continue talking about candy if you want.
You just show them off. And then
and then you'll come in and try. So, the next thing is mostly because it's going to be another good thing to put out in our candy box for the kids, but I kind of wanted some animal crackers myself, too. And they had the Halloween, what are they calling it? Yeah, the Halloween circus animal cookies. And it looks like they've got bats, cats. Is it just bats and cats? I guess it's just bats and cats, but that's still really cute. And it's got, it's orange and white ones, and then it's got black and orange sprinkles on them. What alcohol are you using? Ooh, that's right, that's what you said. I couldn't remember if we had any of that left. Crown Royal Apple with those pumpkin spice soda waters are probably gonna be really good. Guess we'll find out here in a second. Cute little kitty cat. And there's a bat.
You want to give it a try?
Mm-hmm. You want an animal cookie? That's Halloween themed?
I bet it tastes like an
it
animal
just tastes like
cookie.
an animal cookie.
I'll save for later. I'll eat all my sugar.
Oh, that is really good. That's really
good, yeah.
Fall like flavor.
I just mixed it with. I know you told them. I mixed it with the ugly soda with the Crown Royal, which gave it that nice caramel color. And it's the tasties.
Okay, let's do the next most boring. Well, it's not that boring. But
Is this the next most boring one?
Probably.
They're vampire kisses. Whoa! Whoa! Anyway. Vampire kisses. What makes them vampire kisses, Laura? Are they filled with blood?
They are filled with blood.
Really?
Yeah.
Strawberry flavored.
No, it's blood. Strawberry flavored blood.
Blood.
Isn't your blood flavored like strawberry? I know mine is.
If people's blood was filled with strawberries, I would understand the appeal of vampirism a lot more.
And cannibalism.
But I don't know, fruit flavored meat.
Oh, yeah, no. Are they good? I want to do
I
one
didn't
and
show
like
the blood,
make a
yeah.
juice.
Yeah, just bite it in half and show them. Bloody. Here, let me see.
Yeah.
Bloody.
I didn't eat any of the strawberry yet. Oh.
Pretty good. About like what you would expect.
I really don't get much of a strawberry flavor at
Just
all.
a little
It just
bit.
tastes like chocolate.
There's a little bit of a strawberry flavor. It's not like as strong as other strawberry flavored ones.
If you want to do one Kinder Egg, the rest we'll put in the box.
Yeah. Pick a good one.
I hope I get a good one.
Let's see.
I wonder what the toys are. That's the biggest thing. I'm curious what the toys are.
Toys
The candy and the Kinder Eggs, by the way, are fucking too good to be paired with like toys. In my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Because it's like a chocolatey hazelnut.
I don't mind a toy, but
And that just doesn't seem like a child's candy.
why is that for children? It's not for children. It's for adults. It's delicious.
Well, these don't pull apart very good, so I'll probably just take the eggs out when we get them to the
Yeah.
But, oh. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder what's in my Kinder Joy. These are so hard to open. I always have hard to open. Okay, that's the food, which I don't need to try.
No, you don't need to open that yet. We'll save that for later.
There's a little spoon for it. It looks like it's a little dude you put together.
Well, maybe you can put the dude
No,
together.
it's gonna take 2 seconds.
No, okay.
It's 2 pieces. Hopefully you can see this. Little dude. And then he has this mask that goes in there.
Oh, that's cute. It's like a little Frankenstein.
There's a
Costume.
little Frankenstein trick-or-treater.
That's cute.
Make sure you can see that.
He can go on another door
I like to put,
ledge.
I like to put little tchotchkes on my door ledges so they're just kind of
Like little tiny.
hanging out on top of the door frames.
Okay, so this one I think is actually from that desert drinks that we've had a couple things from them. Because this is actually from Japan, I believe. But it's high chews and it's Halloween themed. I think the only thing Halloween about it is that it has ghosts on the little packages, but we like a high chew.
Oh, it's high chews.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like high chews.
Yeah. For you to be excited.
Well, here, have a better strawberry flavored one.
Okay. I'm gonna go into a sugar coma.
Great. Was that a better strawberry candy?
Well, I could at least taste strawberry. Taste strawberry. Jesus Christ.
They're a little hard for a high chew. Probably because they're not super new. I don't know.
Oh, they had to travel. The next one is something I hadn't seen before. It's the high chew is very chewy. Spooky eyes. Nerds gum. So I guess it's just gum. But they look like eyeballs.
Shouldn't we save the gum for last?
Oh yeah, probably.
But we'll try that next after these trolleys. You want to do these and then the candy?
Yeah.
Okay. This is bats, cats, and rats.
Those I mostly want to save a few of them back and put them in a Ziploc bag and save them for a cocktail episode possibly in the future.
Here's a cat. Let's show the camera.
Kitty cat.
Cat. Meow, 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 meow.
Shit, I'm gonna eat that one first.
I tried to eat the head of the bat, but it's hard.
No, it tastes like a trolley candy. What's a rat look like? What is that?
The rat had this attached to it. Rat droppings. I'll find a better rat. That one was weird. There is a rat. They're good though. I like trolleys. And then last but not least, besides the gum.
Oh. And the Reese's, but the Reese's, we're just gonna show you clothes in the dark.
For everyone that hates candy corn, but maybe likes sour candy, here's your chance to enjoy candy corn.
I was kind of hoping it would be like, actually like candy corn.
I
like,
was too.
texture,
but
and
it's
then
just
sour, but.
It's just candy cane shaped trolleys.
I wonder, I bet they are, they do make
Ooh, I don't know
fruit
about
flavored
that.
Candy corn. Is it candy corn like?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, it's totally candy corn.
Oh my god. It makes me so happy.
Yes, never mind. If
I'm
you're not
a
a
weirdo who likes candy corn.
if you're not a
so,
fan
like,
of candy corn,
don't listen to me.
you might not like these. I like candy corn.
Oh my god, I'm so happy we got those. Those are so good.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to get another one from Instacart.
Alright, almost last but not least, spooky eyes.
My bet is this gum will taste really good for like 5 seconds max, and then it will taste like nothing.
You think it'll last that long?
Maybe.
Spooky eyes. They don't even look like eyes. What the fuck's going on in there? Is that like a skull? I don't even see that, but it's like there's a
Yeah,
skull
it looks like a little skull inside the pupil. It has nerds inside it, I think.
ASMR. My ring was shaking on that one too. Nerds. You bite
I'm
it.
trying to break it open.
I might be able to if you want me to.
Yeah. If you can see that, but there is nerds inside that.
I always wanted my bubble gum to be full of gravel.
Okay.
The gum, there's not enough Nerds flavor for me. All I taste is bubble gum with a bit of crunch.
Yeah.
They're neat because of what it is. Okay. I make myself sick. Too much candy in the morning. Numb candy. And now it's movie time. So, what movies have we seen?
Oh no, I need some news with this in too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, just put it into the Wonder Ball. Whatever that means. Kinder Joy. Like how she's politely doing enough camera. I was just like, alright.
Anyways, okay. So
Movie time. We're gonna talk about
I
this.
apologize for our lack of memory because this is over, I don't know how many days or weeks.
Maybe even months.
Yeah, no, not months, because we've been doing quite a few catch-ups that we filmed. But,
Excuse me.
first one is, I think this is when we're still trying to go
Real
through
quick before we
Netflix.
start, this is probably more than likely after Halloween, so
Yeah, our apologies. it might get up before Halloween. But
we have a lot to
probably
post, so
we
we'll see.
do. We're gonna have a lot of Halloween content well into November.
Or we did have a lot of Halloween content. One of the two.
So if you love Halloween like us, it's
Here's
fine.
some more.
Okay, first up is House of the Witch, which I think is like it was a fairly new one, if not like brand new, Netflix movie. We don't have a whole lot to say about it. It was pretty like your run-of-the-mill generic haunted house with
fun.
teens.
It wasn't
It
great,
did have
but
fun moments though. It wasn't like a horrible watch, but it wasn't anything like super memorable that I can remember.
It's like, it's definitely just like the teen haunted house kind of thing. But it was spooky enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are getting low on things to watch, it's not that waste of a time.
No.
So
Yeah.
mid-range, I'd probably give it like a C.
Maybe a low B.
Yeah.
Next one is Deadcon, and all I wrote was meh. So if that gives you any indication,
I don't remember.
that one was on Netflix. They were like at like some kind of convention, and like the one girl was like famous, and she had like an assistant. And I honestly don't remember anything else, so
Well,
it was
it's pretty
boring.
rememberable.
But I mean, yeah.
The Lair
It's on Netflix, so.
of the White World.
Yeah, this was something we did with the group. Had a VHS of it so we could watch it. Yeah, that was a trippy, weird.
Yeah, if you've never seen
weird
Lair of the White Worm,
fucking movie.
see it. It's got Hugh Grant and Peter Capaldi. Peter Capaldi, of course, most known
One of the
for Doctor
doctors,
Who.
yeah.
Anymore, I mean, he was also in Torchwood. One of those. He was
Yeah.
like that.
Well, that's still, I mean, Doctor
Yeah.
Who adjacent. Yeah, I just put on all the drugs, and that's probably a fair
But
description.
It's an older movie, so it's
Yeah.
weird to see Peter Capaldi
and both of them
and Hugh
so
Grant
young.
Is, like, very young.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastically weird film, though. I highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah. It's definitely a classic that I'm surprised we hadn't gotten to yet.
Mhm.
Oh no, that's right, we had actually. I think halfway through we're like,
we'd
wait a
seen it
minute, we
quite
had
a bit in the
seen
past,
it.
just because I remember. I'm like, I remember seeing this Hugh Grant Peter Capaldi movie, but I didn't remember it enough that it was a lot of fun to rewatch.
Yeah, it was like a lot of fun to rewatch. Okay. This is not horror related, but like we've rewatched this like twice now, and like kind of started rewatching it a third time, the whole series.
What?
The Good Place.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't think we've ever talked about it on our blog or anything. I highly recommend that show. It's really fucking adorable and smart and funny
And the thing is, it's like
heartwarming and
even if you like know the
twist. Although we will try not to
of it,
spoil it.
the twist is not the most important part of the show.
No.
Like, the twist comes somewhat early in the seasons, and then like you get an even bigger, more amazing show than you thought you already had.
Yeah.
So I highly, highly recommend
And that cast, it's just such a perfect cast.
Absolutely.
And they work perfectly together. It's just, it's such a charming, just wonderful show.
Yeah.
And I loved the end. Like, they ended it perfectly. I was very worried how they were going to end it, and it was...
It was like it's just one of those shows that I enjoyed from start to finish.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything in it that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Which is very rare.
The next one is
Verotika.
quite the train wreck, and it has some interesting behind the scenes thing,
So
so I
if you're-
kind of know.
If you're a horror fan at this point, you've heard of Verotika, which is Glenn Danzig's movie. It's based on his comic series, Verotika. This was a very strange film, and not necessarily because of its strangeness. I mean, he had a lot of strange things going on in this movie, but it kind of sounded like he was just a dick through the whole movie, and most everybody didn't get credit for the work that they did. He just took credit for everything.
Yeah, who were you talking? Were you talking?
No, I wasn't talking to
Or
somebody.
you just read
Had a
something?
friend.
That's
that
what it
worked
was.
on it, and they said it was a very sour experience.
Well, and that they like had like more cool stuff
that
that
was
they
cut.
felt that was better that got cut and stuff.
But as far as this movie on its own goes, without any other outside influence, it starts off really fun and strong with its weirdness.
Yeah,
like,
the first one's
like the
really
first one's like, what the
fucking weird.
hell? This is crazy.
There's eyeball nipples.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Eyeball nipples, they cry.
And an albino spider man.
Oh yeah, the spider.
That's part of that, sure.
I mean, it's very gratuitous, very over the top.
There's a little like trigger
very
warning.
rapey.
There's rape and blood.
I mean, it's by Glenn
and,
Danzig. What did you expect?
Yeah.
I would say the worst part about this movie is that not all the segments are interesting to watch. The last one is atrociously slow.
I feel like all of them after the very first one, it just
Yeah.
kept getting more and more like
Boring.
just typical and boring. Like it was just.
It started with this over-the-top craziness, and then it was just like.
It's not a horrible anthology, but it's not the best I've seen by any means.
The thing was, though, too, I heard, is that it's not supposed to be something that's funny, I guess. It's supposed to be, like, for real serious, like, that was the intention.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be something you laugh at, and I don't understand how this was made to not be something you laugh at. Because, like,
especially that first one.
Eyeball nipples, it just seemed like it was crazy trauma, like, over the top, and that was purposeful.
And I was kind of excited at first.
And then
I'm
you
like,
find out
oh, okay.
that he didn't think it should be funny.
I don't know.
I don't know. He's a weird cat.
Check it out if you feel like it. Well, I don't know. Where was it to watch?
Shudder.
Okay, so, yeah.
It was weird.
It was weird. Next one is Spiral, and we watched this because several people have been talking about this, I feel like.
Which one was
About it. It's the one with the gay couple. Do you remember that one?
Where they moved into a new community and it was
like the
creepy.
80s or 90s, I think.
That was okay. I mean, I'm always happy to see representation
Oh,
in
absolutely,
horror, but overall it was.
It's mostly about paranoia in the burbs.
Yep. And that's a real.
I guess that's real
current event.
Very current for us.
Yeah, I guess that's specifically that. But it was alright. Other people might like it better than I did.
It wasn't terrible. It was. I mean, it's slow. Be prepared for that. It's more of a drama than anything.
It's like this interracial gay couple moves to a small town area, and weird stuff starts happening.
And one of them's more worried and paranoid about the
other.
crazy stuff going on than the other.
Mm-hmm. Overall, it was okay. The biggest thing is movies that use mental health issues as a trope.
Yeah, we keep talking about that. Like, it's like, should we keep using mental health as like
a catalyst for horror, and like,
and how is it used? I mean, that depends. Like, certain ones it's different, but
you do get tired of seeing certain tropes used all the time, and you wonder,
because mental health
point,
is a serious
exploitative?
issue that everybody struggles with, and we shouldn't make it out like you're a killer.
But we should also like not censor artists at the same time. So it's really just up to your discretion. Just know that it does use the whole mental health tropes that are kind of outdated. You keep throwing that at me.
I just need to put it somewhere else. I don't even know what it is. Okay. The next one is Extremity. Trying to figure out which one this was.
The title sounds kind of
familiar. Okay. This is the one where she was trying to work through her issues, so she thought an extreme haunted house
that one was kind of wild.
Her issue.
That one was kind of wild, for sure.
So like I was hoping for like kind of like the first like haunted or Hell House LLC. That one was really well done, and I kind of really enjoyed that, and the whole idea of like a haunt actually being haunted.
We still need to see the third Hell House LLC.
Yeah, but I've heard we didn't
the second one.
Super love
really
the second one.
The first one was so good though.
But we'll talk about that probably in the future when we finally get to that. But this one, let's see. It had some cool gore scenes.
Again, it runs into that mental health
yeah.
trope where crazy people be crazy kind of thing. So
it was a little erratic and hard to follow too. I wrote.
Overall, it was a middle of the road kind of ground.
Yeah. And that I don't know if I said that one was on. I have no idea. I think it was Netflix though, but I'm not positive.
Netflix or Shudder probably. We don't do a whole lot of Prime or Hulu movies.
I mean, unless we're looking for like
specific things.
Specifically B movies.
Well,
Amazon's
Hulu
really good.
Has some good ones, and we need to watch more of those Into the Dark films.
Yeah, well,
I've heard mixed things.
There's like also a new like Black Mirror type series on Hulu I really want to check out.
I'm so excited to talk about this movie.
We won't talk about that yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about that in our HP.
Okay. Yeah.
But we will say we watched Quartermass in the Pit.
Which is a really good movie. But we'll talk more about that on the HP Lovecraft Film Festival catch-up.
Speaking of which, if you haven't already checked it out, check out our award-winning short for the HP Lovecraft Film Festival.
We actually won for our 72-hour project this year, which we were very surprised about.
We had no idea. There was so much good competition.
This year,
so much.
It really was quite the honor
to
win that this year. I was very surprised and very shocked by that.
But anyway, check that out. We'll maybe have a link below for that if you don't know where to find that. It's called The Infernal Tea House.
That's right. We did see Vampires versus the Bronx.
Oh, did you talk to somebody and forget that you...
No, I saw some post and I'm like, have you seen that?
Yeah.
That was a cute movie.
That was so cute. It's very kind of like Lost Boys.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that kind of thing where you got kids versus vampires kind of thing. It was fun.
Yeah, and an interesting kind of look at a gentrification in a horror lens.
Yeah, because it was basically like the vampires were the ones who were gentrifying. The vampires basically represented rich white people who move into these neighborhoods, but in this one they moved specifically because they're feeding on the people there. It's really fun. Also kind of has vibes of that. What's the one where it's like the next door neighbor's a vampire or something? It's kind of like the idea of Rear Window, where the guy's like.
I'm not sure which movie you're talking about, but like, I mean, yeah, Rear Window.
I gotta look it up.
We see too many movies.
Well, that one's a classic. I gotta see it. I think there's even a remake.
So while you're doing that,
Fright Night.
Yeah. He's a neighbor?
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't remember that he was the neighbor.
And then there's also the weird Shia LaBeouf one where there's a serial killer neighbor. It's the same kind of idea.
Oh yeah, that's
Disturbia.
Yeah, but that's like totally a remake of Rear Window, even though I don't think it's
absolutely.
called that.
No, yeah, it's very much based on Rear Window. But so kind of.
So okay, the next one. was morbid curiosity, I guess, because we enjoyed those movies when we were kids because we were that age.
The new American Pie movie.
And we saw they did an all-girl cast for American Pie this time around. I'm like, oh, that could be really good. Good job, guys.
Guys is right, because it was all guy writers. They said they collaborated with a lot of women on this project who are listed under special things, but I don't think so. Maybe. This movie was so just average as fuck. It was the most average comedy of this kind of thing I've ever seen. They didn't do anything shocking. It was extremely tame.
I heard that because you had said something, you kind of like were like, it was like a Disney fight.
Yeah, it was like a kid's version of the American Pie movie.
Like it's supposed
so
to be
tame.
raunchy and like shocking, but none of it.
And they really went over, they really didn't go over any kind of new comedic material as far as women go.
No, and it didn't, and you could, it felt like it wasn't written by women. I don't know. It was just really weird.
It was a very strange.
And also, you hired Danny Trejo.
And he's
literally
not in the movie.
Only the janitor you see for a glance.
Sometimes he shows up and he's just like.
And then his one line is the end credits. It's not even in the actual fucking movie.
Nope, it's in the end credits.
What in the fuck?
What? Was he just around and like...
Did he really want to do that? Did you guys pay him just enough?
How
so
much,
you could put his
how much
name
did
on
you
it?
pay him?
What?
Like $20?
What
Like Jesus
the
Christ.
Fuck?
It was a strange thing. It was...
Shame.
It was unfortunately just very boring. I mean, really
but some of the girls we really liked, and like if they had the right writing, I think they would be hilarious. So maybe, hopefully, they'll get better writers in the future for things. But, ooh. Okay, next one. We rewatched As Above, So Below.
Trick or Treat, I guess.
Oh yeah, I guess we could.
Trick or Treat. Good movie.
Watch it if you haven't already.
You really need to watch it.
It's a fun Halloween movie.
As Above, So Below, real quick. I really enjoy that movie. If you like found footage movies, it's a good one. I really like that one.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
I always get it confused with the Pyramid one, and the Pyramid one's okay except for the bad CGI monster in the Pyramid one. There's no weird bad CGI in this one, just spooky stuff. We watch all the Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, we rewatched all the Paranormal Activities, and
we talk about how it mirrors the.
Oh yeah,
crisis.
That's the thing. A friend of ours, we were watching it with a friend. I mean, virtually, obviously. But they had mentioned they had read something about how there's like I think it was supposed to be. I don't know if it was supposed to be, but I'm assuming that was the intention, to kind of mirror the 2008 housing crisis that happened where people were buying houses they couldn't afford. And it's really interesting. I'm really glad she pointed that out. Because there was even, was it the second movie you had pointed out, you're like, this is such a expensive, nice house. And they have all this camera equipment and they can't afford to fix their tub.
Yeah, there's like one scene where the tub, like one of the handles is broken. I was just like, I've never noticed that before. This is like very, very nice 2-story, 3-story house. And with a pool and everything. And then I'm like, well, that makes more sense because then you're kind of seeing the cracks of what's going on. And so you have to think of the haunting as like the paranoia and the truth of what's going on catching up with the parents who are trying to look away.
They're slowly getting underwater.
And they're just trying
to like pretend it's not happening. It's not happening.
And that's a really interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I gotta stop and restart here.
Yeah. So definitely, if you rewatch that whole series, keep that in mind. And it's kind of interesting take on it. Let's see. I found that I actually like the marked ones a lot better than I originally did. I think it was just because
I like them all a lot better.
It was so different from the formula of all the other ones, and maybe that's why I didn't think I liked it the first time.
And then it's like, I started, by the time, I really liked the first 3 Paranormal Activities, and then the 4th one just seems really unnecessary. Like, they don't super go over a whole lot of new material. I mean, they do at the end,
yeah.
But it's like, I just, the story and the lore they were telling just kind of crept.
We just kept doing the same thing.
Yeah, they weren't really expanding much more on the concept. And the 4th one is probably the weakest entry in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I'll be here in a second. I figured I'd give our rating scale for each.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, the other thing I was going to say is we did discover that supposedly there's another one in the works.
For 2021, if...
Yeah, I mean, who knows what happens by then. But, yeah, so that's interesting. I rated mine best to worst as 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, and then 4 was my least favorite.
Mine is, I like the 3rd one the best, the one that's set in the 80s. I really like the 2nd one.
I do really like the 3rd one, but...
I really like the 2nd one. I'm surprised you rate that one so low.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I guess it was just, again, it felt too much like the first one.
Yeah, I understand that. What I like, see, the thing that I liked about the 2nd one a lot that the first one didn't do is the 2nd one introduced the concept of security cameras inside the house already.
Yeah.
Because the first one was just a guy in his video
camera.
That's This was like a house that already had cameras,
true.
so like the cameras made a little bit more sense than just some jackass who won't stop filming.
Yeah.
But I do understand that it didn't seem like the story was much new. Number 1 I ranked 3rd, even though it's not, like the first 3 might as well be in the same first place spot.
Yeah.
5 is the marked ones, again, that one is pretty decent. 6 is the ghost dimension. That was okay. It's weird. I don't know if I like that they gave the monster form at the end, you know, how you could kind of see it.
Oh yeah, I kind of like that, but
it kind of like, I don't know, it's better if you let the imagination at play, which is what the rest of the thing has done. And then 4 is the worst one. And it's not that it's like bad, it just doesn't add much for me personally. It is hot here.
We're almost done. Don't worry about it because it's a different temperature out there.
Bly Manor.
Yeah, so we watched Bly Manor, and if you haven't watched The Haunting of Hill House, I mean, it's okay if you haven't. Is that what it's called? It's just The Haunting of Hill House, right?
Yeah.
The first season. Which, if you haven't noticed, it's kind of doing what American Horror Story is doing, which is it's a completely different story each season, but they use a lot of the same actors and stuff. So,
Bly Manor, first and foremost, to realize is that this is not a scary story. It's not as spooky or disturbing as the first season.
I mean, there's ghostly elements.
And like
for sure.
They kind of almost used the same kind of thing they did in the first one.
Yeah,
no, I don't want to say, but
no. And I will say, like, really, the first one's not that amazing.
But that halfway point.
But the halfway point twist you find out was just something I hadn't seen before. It was so refreshing, and just like the whole thought of it was actually kind of terrifying to me.
Honestly, the rest of this season wasn't as good as that episode. There were a couple episodes that were really fantastic, but overall it was okay.
This is more of kind of like a romantic drama.
This is more of a romantic drama, and it's just
with ghosts sprinkled.
If you want to cry a lot.
Yeah, oh god, it's just like the last episode.
It's a really good show. It's not gonna appease your scary horror bone, but it will.
But it's still a nice, like, you want a nice little
it's very sweet
ghost story.
sad. I know a lot of people don't like this one as much, and it's kind of getting some hate.
I think it's too bad. I think it's just that like they went in with the wrong expectations. Yeah.
And I'd already read these people's reviews, so I kind of knew that was gonna be more of a romance kind of thing. And yeah, it's more of a romance, and that's the important thing to take from this. Oh, it's really good. I really like it.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country. That was a good show. It's kind of all over the place, honestly, consistently. Like, overall, I really, really enjoyed it. They had some weird parts with representation, queer and two-spirit things that were kind of on the edge.
I have mixed feelings about that, but like I also like don't feel like I have a right to have any feelings about it.
True. Overall, I thought it was a really good show. I thought it was very exciting, and if you like H.P. Lovecraft stuff, it's definitely up your alley. It's very Lovecraft, obviously.
Oh, yeah. And the CGI, for the most part, wasn't too atrocious considering it's like, you know, I mean, it's HBO, so they have some money. But, yeah, it's a fun one. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're into, like, the Lovecraft lore and, like, you know, all that. And even if you aren't, I mean, it doesn't matter. I think you would still get it and enjoy it.
I really hope they do more.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna be really mad if they don't do like 4 seasons.
It just was not enough. But it was very exciting. The one complaint I would probably have about Lovecraft Country is that the main storyline threat isn't even as scary as the real threat of racism in the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the scenes of racism and the kinds of things that happened back then.
That's the terrifying part.
You have some of the most upsetting shit happen in this film.
Yeah, like that's actually kind of a trigger warning.
Which kind of numbs the ending, because the last episode didn't really have any of that heaviness.
Yeah, it was all about the
magic and the stuff, which is fine because that's half of the show.
Yeah, I mean, that is still the backdrop and main. And
I guess it was nice not to be completely devastated by the last episode, but
I won't say what it is, but there are scenes when there is a transformation, and holy crap, wet and gushy.
Yeah, it's a very gory show. It was I really liked it. Yeah.
And yeah, that scene, especially the CGI, was great. But
juicy.
Very juicy.
No.
Yeah, do you want to do that one first or that one first? I guess it don't matter.
Doing something about Scare Me first.
Yeah, Scare Me, a lot of people have been talking about. What is that on?
I don't remember.
It's Shudder. It was on Shudder.
I liked it okay. I understand what they were going for, but it's like, I really like, I don't remember the actress's name, but from You're the Word.
I love her, yeah.
She was really good in this.
I feel like, once again, a really cool idea that should have been a short.
And, the whole movie is just these two people telling scary stories to each other, and you get these cool sound effects, and they're good actors. They really get into it. And then the best sequences in the movie to me were when, I can't remember the actor's name. One of the actors and comedians from Saturday Night Live. He was like the pizza delivery guy in this, and once he came into the picture, I think the movie got a lot better.
It was really not funny until then, and we came into it thinking it was a horror comedy, which it
kind of is.
It's
It's hardly a real horror.
I just really don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, horrific aspects of it don't come in until the very, very end of the movie. And even then, it's just kind of like, what is this?
I mean, I did like the end bit. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But like,
there's like a mid-credits thing they showed that was the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. That sounds like something you liked it.
Now we're going to talk about the new Witches movie. So, the original Witches movie.
Which we rewatched again just to like make sure we could compare.
And the Jim Henson Company worked on that with the puppets and special effects. And if you haven't seen the original The Witches, go see it.
It's on Netflix too.
It's cute, it's adorable, and it's creepy as hell. And Angelica Houston.
It's just like, it's just one of those childhood memories. Like I think I found it on TV. I was just flipping
I didn't even get to it till later.
Stumbled upon it, and I just like was absolutely like in love with it and terrified by it at the same time. Even though it's still fairly kid friendly, but it's still pretty fucking scary.
The remake, which is on HBO.
Yes.
With who is Grand High Witch?
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. She does her best. Octavia Spencer.
She's great.
Plays the grandma in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the little boy's name, but the narrator part is Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, yeah.
Which is kind of weirdly distracting because it's like, is this Everybody Hates Chris?
Yeah, it does. It does kind of feel like that.
This is not a bad movie.
No.
But it is just so basic. There's just not as much charm as there was in the original. They didn't focus like on any other characters like they did in the original. The original had a lot more with the butler and like the maid, or and like the parents of the other
like
kid.
they don't even exist in this. I mean, they talk about them. But
the CGI wasn't that bad. It wasn't great.
It was all over the place is what it was. It's like sometimes it was really spot on and really good. And other times you're like, what the fuck happened?
I think some of the design choices maybe followed the book a little better.
Yeah,
maybe,
I don't know. I'm curious if the mouth thing.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but if you've seen the original, this is not gonna do anything.
It was like a made-for-TV version of the same movie.
Yeah. Not necessarily bad, not necessarily good, somewhere in the middle. And if you have nothing else to watch.
I will say also, I really liked the very end, like the end credit scenes. I like that little twist added. That was kind of interesting. But,
like who he was narrating to.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh, well.
He's like telling the whole story to them.
Yeah.
And then the
I guess that is
narration.
Yeah.
So,
but what they're what they end up doing at the end is kind of
interesting.
But yeah. So.
Is that it for movies?
One more. Borat. What is it? What's the full title?
Subsequent movie film, I think.
It's on Amazon Prime, yeah. Just don't even. So, yeah. It's a little racist. I mean, to be honest, if we're...
Yeah, this is a good something we discussed. It's like, you have this guy dressing up as this person from this foreigner with a silly accent, playing him like an idiot and an offensive jackass. And I understand the whole point is to go up to people to let their guard down and get them to spill beans that they wouldn't otherwise. So he has to come in with this certain attitude and this certain persona to get people to loosen up. But in today's culture, it's kind of like, it's like murdering a murderer. They're still a murderer, you know? So it's kind of like that, but overall,
I mean, I know his intention is to like shed light and like make you be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's like racist and ridiculous.
And the movie's very funny. I mean,
and the things that happen
are very upsetting. Ooh. Obviously, you've probably heard about the Rudy Giuliani thing. And
watch that and judge that for yourself. But I have opinions.
It was an odd situation either way. So Borat 2 was funny. Judge it on your own as far as your tolerance for that sort of thing. Obviously, if you have issues with it, don't watch it.
And we basically had morbid curiosity and figured, well, we can at least warn you all.
I like his movies.
But and yes,
They've been funny
and I appreciate what he tries to do, and like I like that speech that we like watched after too, and like that kind of puts it more in perspective as well. I mean, I know what the intent and intentions behind it are, and that kind of helps, but it's still a little like what's the right answer here? I guess there really isn't a right answer. That's
not very often.
Usually the problem.
But obviously, watch and judge for yourself. So.
But yeah, I guess that's all we have for today. We have tons more coming up.
Or has been.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Happy Halloween.
Yep.
Vote if it's not. This isn't too
Probably
late.
Too late. I don't know.
Also, we'll have a link tree below for all of my socials, as well as plenty of links and ways to help continue to support the Black Lives Matter movement. And I think that's everything we have today. So
sounds good. Well,
thanks for
watching. Check the links below for all kinds of shit, including the link trees and all that. And like and subscribe and
all that jazz.
All that jazz.